Social media. It's become so prevalent that it's a part of our everyday lives. It's how we can see what our family and friends are up to, get caught up on the newest trends, and even give others a glimpse into our own lives. However, social media has started to grow past its platforms. In fact, it's starting to influence both individuals and the dynamic of society alike. The trends and attitudes that we see on social media are translated into reality in the world around us. Social media fosters this boastful and materialistic attitude that has restructured society to lack humility. Social media has brought a multitude of changes within the last decade alone. It's brought the creation of new words such as selfie and hashtag, and another expression you may have heard of, Humblebrag. The dictionary, and yes, an actual dictionary, defines humblebragging as making a seemingly modest, self-critical statement with the actual intention of drawing attention to yourself. So this tactic is used to subtly brag about something through either a casual or self-critical statement. And this isn't just a social media term, but it also applies to our day-to-day interactions in our daily social life. You may know a friend who has perfected the art of the humble brag. My personal favorite example that I came across during my research was this. I can't believe I just ate 15 pieces of chocolate. I gotta learn to control myself when flying first class, or they'll cancel my modeling contract. Social media is used as an opportunity to show others where we are, what we have, and what we're doing. It's come to the point where it no longer stands to give people a glimpse into our normal everyday lives, but rather it's this platform where we portray this flawless image of ourselves and try and flaunt our best. People always make sure that they post their best angles, their newest accomplishment, or anything that makes their lives look impressive or exciting. The reality is that this does not only apply to social media, but rather it reflects the materialistic and self-centered attitude that this society revolves around. The standard of success directly relies upon what job you have, what your house looks like, what car you drive, what clothing you wear, and really how much money you have. All these things fall into the category of materialistic pursuits. Materialism is putting the emphasis on physical things and the pursuit of material items above all else. And unfortunately, there are so many that fall victim to this trap. People become so driven by wanting nice things that they let it consume their lives, and it takes precedence over the more important things. We live in what is commonly called a me-first society, where people are so focused on getting ahead that they become wrapped up in themselves and in their own lives, and they lose sight of the more important things. Because we live in this me-first society, people often forgo other aspects and virtues in their lives, including humility. Humility can be defined as a modest or low view of one's own importance, but anyone can look up what humility means in a dictionary. So then, what does humility really mean? Humility means thinking of others first and putting their needs ahead of your own. Humility means not drawing undue attention to yourself and admitting when you're wrong. Humility means doing things for your own sense of pride and not for the praise it brings from others. However, humility also means hard work. Being humble isn't something that comes naturally to us, and honestly, it's just easier to fall into the habit of our prideful ways. It takes effort on our part to try and be humble. Ever since we're little, we're always so proud of our accomplishments, and we're even quicker to try and show them off. Think back to when you were first learning to ride a bike. You get on the bike, your hand's on the handlebar, you start pedaling down the street, all of a sudden you got it, you're doing it on your own. I'm guessing you cried out something along the lines of, "Look, Mom, I'm doing it," and you were probably instantly praised. When we're little, we seek the approval of those around us, and we look towards our parents and our family and our friends to cheer us on, and they do that for us. But at some point, we need a more realistic view of this. We can't continue to seek adoration and do things simply for praise. Therefore, humility is not a trait that is instinctively instilled within us, and it's something we have to work hard at to develop. So what's the point? If humility is such a difficult quality to obtain and reflect, why try to obtain it? isn't necessary to our lives or doesn't make us any more successful or happy. There was this ancient Greek philosopher, Epicurus, who was well known for his views and theory on happiness. Epicurus believed in order to achieve the state of complete pleasure, you had to practice being content with the simple things in life. That would mean abstaining from unnecessary desires and the pursuit of material things. Epicurus believed by only having the bare necessities of food, shelter, clothing, and then your family, thoughts, and freedom, you would be happiest. Now, let's be real for a moment. To live in this sort of way, especially with the demands of society, would be a pretty daunting task. In fact, I've spoken to some of my friends and my peers and even some adults, and they felt although Epicurus' philosophy sounded good, it would be pretty impossible to live by. To live in this sort of way would be pretty difficult, especially in a society that is so dependent on an image of success measured by wealth. So this got me thinking of a more practical application of Epicurus' philosophy. Because according to Epicurus, living a simplistic life is what brings happiness, perhaps by only having the mindset of simplicity, you can be happy. There's nothing wrong with having material things or nice objects, but it's the mindset you have about it and the way you go about acting. By choosing to have the mindset and act with humility, you will enjoy the rewards of a simple life and find yourself being happier. The problem doesn't lie in having nice things in itself. It's the constant need to flaunt it. Spend the time to examine the motive behind what you're buying. Are you purchasing that new item because you personally want it and you can't wait to use it? Or is it because you want others to know that you have it and you can't wait to show it off? You can demonstrate humility by not going out of your way to show off your newest buy. There's no need to brag about it the next time you see your friends or to immediately rush onto social media to post a picture to flaunt it. Another question you can ask yourself is, do I need this or do I just want it? Do you really need the latest iPhone or do you just want your family and friends to be able to see that you have it? A boastful attitude can also be off-putting to others. So by being humble, others will feel more at ease around you and they won't feel the need to have to impress you all the time. They'll also perceive you as being more genuine. Your friends should like you for who you are, not for what you have. So by being humble, people will feel more at ease around you and they'll really enjoy being your friends. Success by society's standards is measured by what we have and what we do. But do you really want to let that define who you are? The pursuit of material things take away from the more important things in life, such as family and friends that can make us happy. Cultivating humility is what is needed in this materialistic and self-centered world in which we live in. If even just one person leaves this event today and continues to think about humility, I'd have to say, as humbly as I can, that I did a good job. Because if each person could just be a little more mindful about being humble, the world would be a much happier place. Being humble allows you to see past yourself and your own needs, to see the needs of others. Because humility isn't thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. Thank you.